Welcome everybody and welcome again to All In, All United. Your boys Riemann, Nico on the inside. And tonight we have Lion making his he found that the first time was nice now. So he wants to be here
nice.
again.
Most important.
We appreciate that. And we have, for the first time making his debut on the show, we have Chef. Right?
Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night.
Yes, so Chef.
Glory.
Yes, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself now.
Okay, good night. Damien, but better known as Chef. Well, for the obvious reason, I am a chef, but more than the love of cooking, I love Manchester United. I've been a Manchester United fan all my life, practically born into it. So, yeah, we live for that. We live for our team.
Nice. I'm glad having you because this is the purpose of our platform, to bring people like yourself, you know, who are that kind of history, who are that kind of love and passion for the club, you know, and get opinions and talk about issues now. And we'll get into that a little bit. Go deal with the elephant in the room. So I know there got people who go want to know and go on that, you know, share their opinions and vent a little bit, but we go talk about it. But first and foremost, we want to talk about the game today. You know, our next win. And earlier, I had to admit, them boy played good today.
Yeah.
I can't go out and criticize. If I had to critique anybody, I feel I could be harsh.
Harsh.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
apart from
apart from the pasta.
Yeah, I'm not no, but even past Pastor Fred. Dean Henderson had a little buyy moment today, twice.
I think if it's anybody, if we could critique a little bit, it could be probably Henderson had a couple of moments.
He had a couple moments.
Maguire had a couple of moments, and then even on our first goal, Maguire could have done better on that first goal.
Yeah. But watch me, we know Henderson is the type that tends to come for ball. That's one of the things we compare him with De Gea. And he started on the line. He looked like De Gea there. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
Let me get some comments there. Hey, Keon, welcome, man. Thanks for joining.
Good night, man. Yeah.
Jody, bless every night,
Jody,
everyone.
boy.
Juking in the house.
Yeah, boy. Juking in the house, boy.
Jody, you're
Jody calling score. Jody calling that score, boy. Yeah, Jody says 3-1 and 3-1 it is, or 3-1 it was.
Yeah.
Hey, David, welcome, man. Thanks for joining. Saying good night, lads.
Good night.
Keon had to extend Cavani contract for sure.
Yep.
Hey, Jazzy, good night. Good night. Thanks for joining. Saying good night all. Christopher, big up, fellas. Good night. Thanks for joining, buddy. Gregory, hey, welcome, man. He's saying man like Chef boy.
Yeah.
Good night, fellas. Good night.
Good night, Greg boy.
Anderson, thanks for joining, buddy. Saying Henderson had moments like this at Sheffield last year. And watch me, earlier, when we used to talk about this before, I used to always point out that Henderson had these kind of things, mistakes, and these kind of moments in him. But at Sheffield, because they're not a Man United, it wouldn't really get publicized now, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, so let me get into the game. Let me see if we could run through this aspect of the review real brisk, so we could get into, you know, the crux of the matter. Because right now, football in the balance for Manchester United right now, right?
Definitely.
So, guys, format, team sheets. What was your thoughts when you saw the team sheet? No hindsight. You know, at the moment when you saw the team sheet come out, how you felt about the lineup. And then we will get into the game. Talk to me, Chef.
When I saw the team sheet, I was cool with it. The only thing I was a little shaky about was Rashford started. I know Marcus has been carrying an injury for most of the season, and I honestly think he is one of the players who has been overworked. So when I saw him starting today, I was a little iffy about that. I know they're probably trying to manage Cavani with his age and stuff. But hey, it worked out.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I was cool with the team sheet.
Nice. Talk to me, Lion.
Yeah, I had no problem with the team sheet. But I thought he'd have started Cavani instead because he was having a good run of games. So I thought he would have started. I didn't think Rashford would have started due to the injury, but he looked like he didn't have an injury today at all.
True that.
Different today.
Yeah, so,
True that.
yeah, so
He was up for it today.
Ole got it right
yeah.
with the starting lineup and even with the subs too.
Yeah. Nico, talk to me.
Yeah, I guess same with me. I think the only surprise was Cavani not starting. For some reason I knew that Rashford would have started because even though he injured, he was on the bench for the Granada game. He was on the bench, with saying that if we're in a position to call on him, we could have called on him. He wasn't in that kind of position, so we didn't have to call him for the Granada game. So I say, well, most likely Rashford would have been coming back into the team. What was surprising was the non-starting of Cavani, knowing that the red-hot form Cavani is in at the moment, and as much as he played against Granada, I still thought that with that momentum, he'd have want to continue. But I guess he had a conversation with again told Oli, how you see rest me today, at least for the first half, And Oli say maybe, well, all right, let me say the first half, one if the first half it work out, they come on the second half, and so said so that.
I think it was reported that Cavani told Oli that he didn't think he was ready to start, and he would have preferred to come off the bench, today.
Okay.
I didn't see that. So.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah. So
because even Oli said that. Even Oli said that in his pre-match. He said that Cavani, told him that maybe he should not start. Which to me again is a kind of question mark into who's really managing the team now.
Yeah.
But I guess with Cavani, I don't know, maybe the experience, maybe knowing his body, I guess he's the man who may be best to make that call.
Yeah, and that's
still
an
surprising
interesting point. That's an interesting point because I want to talk about that. I don't know where your thoughts on that is, Lion. Where Cavani telling Oli, well, hey, I want to play off the bench today.
Well, I believe Ole is a manager you could talk to and tell him how you feel.
A player manager. Yeah,
he's a player manager. So if Cavani, he probably gave Cavani the heads up and say, okay, I'm going to start here today. And Cavani probably told him, I'm not really ready to start today. So it could be something like that. Because Ole he would talk to his players, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's what happened.
You had to have that's his managerial style. He want to be I don't want to say friends, but he want to be approachable to the players and them. So I guess that's how he doing his thing, and it seemed to be working for the most part.
Yeah, and
because I guess
go ahead, Nico.
Yeah, because I guess if they're having that kind of rapport, then if you're knowing that, all right, it didn't work for staff because the manager said, all right, I respect your wishes. So definitely when you come on, you're going to give 100 now. Compared to, you didn't want to start, but you forced to start. And you mightn't give 100 because you're not feeling it now.
Yeah.
So I guess, as I say, man management, and I think that way he would definitely get the best out of his players.
Yeah. And I mean, it's something I noticed, and I think we had spoken about it on a previous review. And this could possibly be why Cavani is still playing at the highest level at age 33. Because he's taking care of himself. And I think this is something, maybe this is a page from Cavani book, maybe Rashford had a take, because Rashford beating his body, and potentially risking his career going for much longer if he continue on that way now. Wanting to play with a swollen ankle, wanting to play with a broken back. And before you know it, you could get something that happen and see having to retire early. So, I mean, that's good points, guys, because, I mean, I know old school football manager and mentality will tell you, no player can tell the manager they want to play for the fit,
Yeah.
So,
and good point, because I didn't look at it at that aspect, but as Ian and Chef brought it up, I think that maybe was the mindset behind it.
Yeah. Dian, good night. Thanks for joining. She's saying good night all. Great game. 3 points. Big up the young boy and the veteran.
Yeah, man.
The young boy and the veteran.
Greenwood and
Oh. Well, I say I was a young boy.
Watch that. Yeah, you had to clarify that because it have two people here who want to know which one is the young boy and which one is the veteran.
I thought I was a young boy.
Jody's saying I was highly upset when I saw Cavani in the bench. And I mean, every fan want to see the best team starter, you know, so that's fair, that's fair.
I think Jody thought he was getting his prediction wrong.
Oli will eventually realize he don't need that Fred combo, and you saw it. You saw it. And kudos to Oli with a halftime switch, because in my mind, I'm thinking if you're gonna bring on
who to come off,
who you're gonna come off, you know?
He learning, you know.
True.
Yeah, I agree.
True. Vincent, good night. Listening from Norway.
Nice man.
You're unable to see the game these days, so you have to come on and listen to the review. Hey, we appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah. Back outside, boy.
We will try as best to summarize the game because we didn't really intend to get too much into the game today. It's a bigger issue to talk about, you know. But Diane clarifying, she's saying Cavani and Greenwood. Yeah, guys. So let me get into the game now. You know, I mean, we scored 3 lovely goals. You know, we were talking about whether Rashford should have played today on the injury, but somebody said it. Rashford didn't look injured at all today. Rashford was on
smell blood today, boy.
Yeah,
this was one of Marcus' best games in a while.
I'm telling you, I fully agree with that. I fully agree with that. You know,
I really couldn't, and I think that is the things does annoy a lot of Manchester fans about Marcus Rashford. A boatload of talent, but sometimes you just wonder where that talent and drive and brain is.
But
today,
most important, brain.
Today he was really up for the game. I had no complaints about him at all.
Yeah. And we saw as well, you know, what we've now realized, Ollie's go-to formation, the McFred midfield. You know? I thought Burnley gave us a real physical fight today. Lindelof and Maguire had their hand full with, what's his name? Was Wood?
Wood.
Wood.
Yeah, they had
old school centre forward.
Yeah, traditional.
As the wing back get the ball, just put it inside one time. Don't think.
And he winning all he had,
If you have watched Burnley play for the season, he is real trouble.
Yeah.
He does really give you pressure in that box.
Yeah. And somebody had mentioned he was winning everything that was coming across the box.
The man make Maguire look like an inflatable, boy.
But that is why I watch this man and I say, but Maguire serious?
Yeah. But I mean, you know what you're going to get when you're playing Burnley. You know you're going to get a physical game. You know the ball going to be coming in the box, and you know they're going to challenge for everything. That what is called that cold night at Stoke.
Yeah.
You know you was going to get that kind of performance today. So let me talk about the first half now, guys.
Yeah.
Nico?
Yeah. Well, again, to me, we didn't start bad, but in fact, let me reverse. Right? In the first 13 seconds of the game, right? It's like, but what the hell is this? Right? Is this the kind of game we're gonna get for United today? You know, especially coming into the game, with Burnley, with us not beating Burnley at home since 2015, right? And then with that kind of stuff, as I say, from the wing back, ball inside immediate. And then Henderson come flying out from, I don't know where he coming from. I don't know if it's because he's saying, Jed, I don't trust Lindelof and Maguire with this ball coming here. I go in and take control. And thank God, you know, it was offside, you know, and it was by a few millimeters really, you know, it was real tight. You know, a little bit again, and we could have been down so early in the game. And again, don't mind, we're not afraid of coming back from being down. But what has killed me is you know what Burnley going to do, and you know what they're going to do from the first second. So how it is we can't prepare for that, right? So So I guess the start was kind of disappointing. I saw Henderson. I said, my God, Henderson, I'm back in here, don't let me look bad. Because Reeves go Reeves, man. Yeah, don't let me look bad. You know? When we go with that one, and then I think we started to build. And to me, we didn't look bad. You know, as you all said before, it don't have much to complain about. I think we created 1 or 2 chances. McTominay got a chance. Pogba would have gotten a chance of a header or 2. And I think more or less we control the game. I think today when I saw us play, this is how I want to see United play, especially at home. You know, we had possession and also maybe not penetrating chances where the goalkeeper, who was a more or less debutant, you know, yes, we want him under pressure, but we were in control of the game. We never felt as much as we know what Burnley going and give in terms of balls on the inside with Westwood and so forth. I think we were in control of the game and in control of the first half. You know, it's just that extra penetration we needed, and Oli definitely made that change at the half.
At half.
Yeah.
At the half.
Talk to my chef.
Yeah, agreed. Listen to me. I was literally rushing from work to see the game. So I was following it on my phone. I nearly trip on my steps when I see this Henderson. Listen, Henderson, I start to cut, and I don't believe this is how we're gonna start. Don't spoil my Sunday, please, not today. Did you all see Henderson's face?
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Henderson and all. He know he get away, you know.
Of course.
He know he get away. He listen, and this is one of the reasons why sometimes with VAR and calls, and I doesn't really want to say much because it really could go both ways. We were fortunate.
Yeah.
But for the most part, again, we were controlling the game. It was just the extra penetration, and I think Ole really at the end of the season he has to make a concrete decision about playing those 2 defensive midfielders, because it really takes away from our attacking impetus.
Yeah. And you know, we were talking, Nico and myself, we were messaging during the game, and it had 2 or 3 chances where McTominay had possession, where Pogba maybe run one time, Rashford made a run, and McTominay had this way he like to shift the ball and touch it and look pretty.
Touch it before you
roll it back.
Yeah, and roll it back. And
Roll
that
it
was
to the
an opportunity where we know a more forward-thinking midfielder or a more attack-minded midfielder would have played that pass. And there's an opportunity lost there because that run what Marcus Rashford made was a good run.
We had I think it was like about 3 chances like that.
Yeah.
Had a few, especially in the second half when Cavani came up. He had a few.
Yeah.
Talk to my Lion.
Yeah, well, the first half, it was more like feeling out the side, right? But we controlled the first half basically after that horrendous mistake by Henderson. Oh gosh, he had me shaking my head the whole game, but we controlled the game. I mean, the first half, Burnley was still slightly dangerous because they still putting the balls in between. But I guess Henderson learned his lesson for part of the first half. Until the whistle blow. So he was staying on his line. Right? Yeah, so that's my first half summary.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jody saying I on the goal scorers was in my FPL team, Juju. Hey, watch me earlier.
Greenwood and Cavani.
We had to watch Jody, you know. We had to keep Jody on
my numbers.
Jody. That was the only thing with me too. When I didn't see Cavani start, I started Stroops because I studied fantasy one time.
David said Rashford should have scored in about the 60th minute or so. My only critique. Fair.
I remember that chance.
Okay.
Steve, I think that was a wrong when he hit the man the spanner.
No.
Listen.
That wasn't then, man.
That would have been, I think the spanner was like the 63rd around there.
At the next moment, he could have scored.
Then next,
And he put a cut The moment he put it across for Greenwood, I think. No, that was first half.
That was
He
first
could
half.
have scored there too, huh?
Yeah.
But
He
he
had
was
some
offside.
chances.
He was
He had
offside.
some
I think he was
chances.
offside for that one, eh? He
Oh,
took that
yeah.
ball offside. Yeah.
Remember, he had some chances.
Steve Soup, you're welcome, but he's saying, oh, cuz, where's the scene? I don't know who know. Or I don't know. Anybody know Steve?
No, I think he just sealing everybody.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, man.
Jody saying, boy, Rashford made about 4 runs and never get the ball. Yeah, and you know that Rashford game, he always looking for the space to make the run.
Always.
You know? Andy Ramnarayan, thanks for joining, buddy. Saying,
good night, man.
Good night, guys. Blessed night tonight, Man United for life.
Yeah, man.
KG. All right, I know what I mean. But thanks, buddy.
No,
Thanks
there's
for
some
joining.
flags there, boy.
That's
Some
flag.
United flags. Yeah, United flags there. Yeah.
Well, the StreamYard not getting me them flags now, boy. I guess
I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah,
I seen the flags.
All right, nice. Jody saying I enjoyed the knocking of the ball in the first half. Yeah, them fellas moved the ball real nice. I'm telling you, today was good. Today was good.
Today was good. It was a good game. It was a good game.
And I will be asking for Richard, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining me. Saying, yo, fellas,
Hey, Richard.
Lion, what going on?
Yeah, brother.
Simeon, thanks for joining, buddy. Saying in the first half with McFred, one great chance was missed by Greenwood. Going back to the last discussion, multiple chances in the second half, thanks to that midfield change. Exactly. Jody saying, yeah, Olia, don't get me vexed now. And he's saying everyone played as a team today, guys. And then he had the flags again, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Jody saying, he knows Steve. Okay, good. So fellas, it had some moments, in my opinion, because everybody in the league know Man United defense have a mistake in it. Burnley would have fancied the chances, especially considering how direct they are and how strong they are in the box with the players that they have there. So they would have fancied a chance. So that's why I didn't think Burnley really played defensive until they scored. The game was open. And it's only and it's only after Burnley equalized, then Burnley went in that kind of low block, Because it's like, hey, here we're going on, we get to see it, let me keep this in.
That's how Sean Dice's coach.
They was playing for a smash and grab, you see.
Yeah, that's typical Burnley.
Again, they won all and they was just sitting atop the road for what?
Yeah, because remember now, after they get out 1-1, right? And when the kind of team they are, how strong they are in terms of free kicks, corners, that kind of stuff. Anything after that, and how fragile we are in terms of how often we concede of our set plays, then all they would have had to do is equalize, set up shop, and when they get their chances on a set play, hope for the best. And I think that was their game plan.
Hey Kenton, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining me. Saying I'm still trying to figure out how Donny is starting in front of McMahon.
I feel it coming. But no. To be honest, I don't think Donny had done enough. I don't think Donny had done enough to really to oust McTominay anyway. I think now you're seeing a bit of confidence from Donny that maybe you might take a chance, but you're now kind of seeing him developing, and as you would have said, Raymond, we were talking today, adapting to the league. And for the last few games, and even today, you're seeing more of him. So I guess at some point you might see that happening.
Yeah. And even self, if we saying, because I like Van der Beek, I find the fella is a talented fella, youth. He didn't get as much opportunities, I think, this season as he would have liked, but I think he would do well for us. But if we
change the formation,
if the formation doesn't work, it doesn't utilize his play. If we saying we starting him in front of Scott, you're gonna put him with Fred?
No,
thank you.
Have a defensive midfielder. Play a 4-4-2 diamond.
You had to put a midfielder, defensive midfielder who's going to stay. And in all our players, Matic is the only one. Matic is the only one knows how to play that role.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Matic, the legs now as it was.
The legs now they again.
His finish at United.
Matic and all. This probably like Matic last season.
And then too, Kenton, the next thing you had to take into consideration is even all the times when Oli brought on this new Donny that we've seen, it has always been in more advanced roles. So for him to come in to replace McTominay, you know, it could be that's something again, something else you're gonna ask from Donny, you know.
Yeah.
So we see him.
You say he could play with me at different formation.
Yeah.
But really and truly, I find we should move up Lindelof in the defensive midfield because he have passing range also, right? And he could defend. Move him up and get a defender and put him as a defensive midfielder.
But you feel he all them touches by Iron Boy?
I still feel like that specialist role, boy. I still feel like that specialist role, boy.
He's a ball playing centre back, right? He have passing range.
He have pass. He have passes. I remember I'm probably like a season now and Lan or 2 seasons. Lan and I have been discussing putting him to play the defensive mid. My only thing is sometimes that man just seems so soft, boy. He will look brilliant. And then some games, and yes, we want him for his passing range in the defensive mid. But at the same time, first thing first, you have to defend.
Yeah.
You know? So we ain't trying to get out muscle either.
Yeah. I guess some comments here. Richard saying Mbappe and Holland nothing. Greenwood everything. You mean Haaland?
He probably mean Haaland. I ain't know about all of that.
Although we get carried away,
No, I am a big fan of the youth also, but listen to me. If tomorrow I hear Haaland wants to join Manchester United, is Greenwood pat down?
I'll have to come with Sancho.
But here is right, and I'm glad you all brought that up, right? Oli said in an interview leading up to the game today, because you know people have been talking about Greenwood as a number 9, that's his original position. But what Oli said is that yes, Greenwood is a number 9, but he's not ready for that position yet. He still see him as a wide forward because he wants him to develop his game more. So you see him as a wide forward, cutting in from the right or the left. So I think that more or less kind of sort that out in terms of this whole debate or this discussion about Greenwood being a number 9. We're not saying that he may not play in that position, if the need be. But as far as his manager is concerned, he's a wide forward. Right? So, with that being said, do you all think, and we've seen how Greenwood flourishing in that position earlier, do you all think we still need Sancho?
Yeah.
Boy.
Talk to me, Ian. Tell me.
I think you would always need good players, right?
Yeah.
And Greenwood could play on the left, Sancho play on the right. They could interchange. And you could always get better quality players. If a man not playing well on the top, he could be replaced anytime. And it was about we had to win something. We had to win.
Sometimes injuries too. You mightn't force your injury, and a man get injured out for a little while. And you have quality now, and you still have quality.
No, so let's be real. If we want to say we want to be a team that back competing on all fronts, we had to have a deep squad.
Yeah.
And I always use, even though the Gaelics, I always use Bayern Munich team. Bayern Munich could put out about 3 different teams every game.
Yeah, they're stacked.
Yeah.
But I think it's injuries kind of work against Bayern this season.
Yeah. Definitely.
But you want to, I just always look at it like this, right? I remember back in Fergie days, you had your front line was York, Cole, Sheringham, and Solskjaer, right? And then he had the likes of Berbatov, Ronaldo, Tevez,
Louis Saha.
And when you look at it, Alan Smith. But when you look at it today, right, I'm not seeing where players accepting that kind of bench role now.
Yeah.
Players will be quicker to say, well, hey, here we're going, I go get my chances somewhere else, you know,
The
because
funny
and
thing-
then too, if you look at it, if you go to talk money, other clubs offer big money too.
Yeah.
So
The funny thing,
go ahead, Ian.
sorry about that, but the funny thing about that is we have a manager who was that type of player.
Yeah.
And he was good.
He was an official bench warmer. He was a super sub.
So he could probably convince players more than any other manager.
You feel
I
so
think
like
but I think that with Greenwood, because
Remember
every
Greenwood?
time Greenwood come
Tell
off that
Greenwood
bench, he does spark it.
yeah, but the thing, the difference with Greenwood is an academy
Yeah.
player, so his
Yeah.
route different now, boy. It's different for him.
That has a lot. That has a lot to do with it.
He real bench
Yeah,
Pogba too.
And when Pogba come on, he does give 100.
But
Right.
the difference,
He
the
benched
difference-
that's how we see it,
he benched Pogba because he deserved to get benched.
that is it.
Right.
Pogba knew he was
He
off form.
deserved it. He
But when
deserved
he
it.
come
Nobody
on,
bigger than
when
the
he come
club.
on, yeah, he gave his
Perform.
all. But I agree
Yeah.
with you. I agree with you, Reams. You know, I mean, this era now may be a bit different. You know,
And that is what it boils down to.
Yeah, it's different. And then to the amount of money it have across the league too. You know, because a player might have accept being on the bench for United, because when you watch his salary, it's still bigger than the players at Tottenham or even or wherever else. You know that they might get game time now. So that's yes, I'm on the bench, but that's earning a decent salary. I playing for a big club that will win titles. You know, so they might have been more humble than maybe even now.
Yeah. So I think, in my opinion, that is the difference between having Sancho, Greenwood, Rashford, Cavani, Martial. You know, having Amad.
With Martial still playing at us?
We calling Martial for next season.
Lion, let me go down that road. Let me
That player, chef.
Yeah,
we really we really calling Martial in Manchester United next season.
Let me don't go down that road.
You don't go down that road tonight. We have more things to discuss.
Boy, hey, all you gonna take on, boy?
You know,
Jesus Christ. The man still calling Anthony Martial, you know. Let Anthony Martial go back France and play for Nice or one of them,
last review, we spent about 15-20 minutes debating on the sign, going through that again. All right? I ain't going through that again earlier. But the point is, going back to the point earlier, I don't see you bringing a Sancho by Lion by to sit on a bench or compete with a Greenwood, who you know is a homegrown player, see the potential, you see what going on when he gain minutes. And I mean, I understand you want to cater for injury, you want to cater for form, you know, you want to have a deep squad for rotation. But what about Amad? You know, we want to get Amad the chance now because I find we invest plenty on that too. How much we spend on Amad? What, 35 million? So that is the only thing I see. And we were thinking about Greenwood moving to the central position. So then, let me bring in a Sancho. But all he just saying that, hey, here what's going on. Nah, I see Greenwood for the next few years as a wide forward. Which means that he's looking at a centre forward to bring in. If
Cavani different formations too.
Yeah.
A lot to the team,
Yeah, I think if you all could remember, one of the first things Uli said as a manager is that he wanted his forwards and them to be brave and get in the box. And we have not had a forward do that before Cavani. None of them. None of them does do that. None of them does take the chance and have that kind of movement in the box to get on tap-ins and, you know, crosses and stuff. So I could understand, in my opinion, one of the first business we need to do this end of season is extend Cavani contract. We need to do that. Because he is only, I watch it as a win-win. He still obviously has it in him to give us goals, but Mason, who I think would eventually be our center forward in the future, could learn from him.
Yeah. All right. So let me get the comments. We go talk about the goals in the second half, and then we go move on to the matter at hand, right? Simeon saying here, what's up with our aerial defense? We pay all that money for Maguire. Kenton saying he don't get the chance to do it. Donny does move the ball way too good to not be in the team, but the manager only wants physical attributes, not brain and quality.
He highly intelligent, you see.
Yeah. Good point.
Yes and no. I don't think so. Ole's style is he want movement and he want finesse and stuff. But I personally think Van der Beek wasn't his choice to come to that team.
No.
He never really wanted the youth. And then when he come, he probably didn't fancy him too much. But I think given chances, he could be a definite asset to the team.
Yeah,
because as Guy rightfully say, watch how he does move the ball. Sometimes I just think like our players thinking slower than him.
Yeah, he's more intelligent than some of our players.
Yeah.
And then too, all he does want to protect that back four. You know?
Yes.
All he just want to because no mistakes are having them. You know, so
and I think
want to protect.
And I think
which in itself is madness.
Yeah, and that's the genesis. That's the genesis of our creative problems, you know?
Yeah.
He's saying Donny and Fred played against Leipzig first game and played very well. Yeah.
Donny came on.
He also said, nah, Lion, boy, Lindelof can take the ball under pressure, bro. Passing it ain't all that does frighten me, yes?
He does make the penetration passes, man.
Exactly. Also saying exactly, Lion, Haaland have to come with Sancho. Haaland have to make some chances for himself. Just for me, to just toss him in the number 9 spot.
Yeah.
Haaland has been looking very ordinary last few games, eh?
And that's because he ain't getting service, eh? And without
Sancho. And that was the first thing they were saying, that he was obviously missing Sancho.
Yeah, I think that showed some stats with Sancho and without Sancho, and it was clear.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
My thing about Sancho, and most times I don't agree with nothing Ed Woodward does do, but the fact that he wasn't willing to pay that 100 and something million for Sancho, I had fully agree with that, because Sancho is not no $120 million player. And for me, this season, it showed the boy talented. But you see, I just find at times you have to say, listen, we're not paying that money.
Mm-hmm.
We will get him, and Iron Lion make this bet. I already tell Lion, nothing more than 70, we getting him for this season. Watch and see it happening.
All right. We hope so. Fingers crossed.
Jody saying, I'm watching Victor, his passing range improving a lot. Yeah. Michelle Christopher, thanks for joining.
Hey,
he said nobody bigger than the club.
Sure right, Michelle.
Sure right about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Jody saying, hey, let me step in here. Keep away from Marcel, please.
Okay.
Jody, let me leave them. Jody has spoken already. Jody said Marcel will make his haters eat the words next season. We leave it at that.
Nothing again about
make me eat my words playing for Monaco.
Hey, all the man injured. He ain't got wing and see for the rest of the season. Let me easy now.
Thank God for small mercies.
Oh God.
I real fed up Anthony Marshall and I line to tell you, we get a man enough chances, enough. Time to go. I remember when men fight men up all how they say he not playing in position. He's supposed to be playing center forward. All right, but he not no out wide striker. You put him center forward is the same set of nonsense. That man too inconsistent, boy.
Definitely man for any man. Yeah,
what he asked for?
I don't talk about Marcelo. Right now, I'm hanging on a thread. I'm hoping Jody will come true. Jody Juju work next season. And all earlier, come back and say, Rim, Marcel is our boss. I done.
Just how I just say, I was saying, hey, McTominay could do. That's what I revert to what I said. Boy. You know, I was expecting a certain amount of development from McTominay by now that I haven't seen. That I just had a recheck now. You know?
I said the same
So
thing.
yeah. So Reem, sometimes that sometimes as well, boy, I was really expecting certain things from Martial, but I seeing it. So maybe maybe I should take defeat and say all right, all But all right, continue defending your player.
All you done?
You done.
Chef Iron, all you had to go and watch the last review. Me and Nico went to tongue with this topic. When I've done, my mouth was dry,
So let me ask you a question, right? Since you had so much faith in Anthony Martial, if tomorrow you had a choice between Anthony Martial and Mbappe, who you taking?
Oh God, that's hard. How you gonna ask me that question?
That hard?
That easy, right?
My passion. No. What I'm saying is my passion for the player. I like the player, but oh gosh, Mbappe better.
Okay. Right.
So I don't want one of my favorite players to leave the club, but I'm taking Mbappe with my clause.
You don't want to stop wearing that jersey, boy.
But honestly, because as you say, we keeping on this Martial talk for so long because I had all fed up talk about him. But you really find that man do enough to still be at Manchester United? Oh, you wicked boy. The only thing Anthony Martial is do good at Manchester United is make children, nothing else.
Hey. Christopher, what Christopher when I need him?
Christopher, man. You know, he like him, man.
When I Christopher when I need him. But all these things recording on us. So Chef, Nico, all here. If the man comes good next season, I clipping back all these things in her.
I would be happy if this man finally come good. But how long he by us now? I think he make like a 5 years by us by now.
5 years, yeah. From around there.
And what's the most goals he scored for a season?
20.
Last season he scored 20, 22?
24
last season.
Okay. In 5 years.
He had a good season last year. For sure.
For sure. We can't deny that. We can't deny last season.
We could do better.
Last season he was decent. So we're saying in 5 years, a man scored 20 plus once.
Nah, he scored his first season, that's when he was on the Van Gaal, he scored, I think, 17 or 18 goals.
Yeah, he had scored like 70, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when Mourinho came in and Mourinho fire him down. And then when Oli came back, we saw a kind of rejuvenation, and then, well, he having an off season this season. You know?
I say bring Harry Kane and forget everybody else, yes?
That is who I want.
That is the man.
Bring Harry Kane and forget everybody else.
Because everybody's talking this. Everybody's talking this Haaland. Yeah, everybody's talking Haaland and Sancho. That is who Manchester had to spend money on. Harry Kane.
I'm telling you. What's his style Spurs playing? And he still Harry Kane still scored 30 plus goals. And was injured. And was in his of the season. That is
because I think Harry Kane biggest asset is he doesn't need a bag of chances to score.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you can see the two goals he scored against Everton. That is evidence for that, eh?
Yeah, that is evidence. Listen, you see the man turn, the man react to them fumbles and them is like second to none. I like him.
Yeah. I get some comments and then we go move on to the topic that we want to talk about, right? So let's get these comments out of the way and then we'll change the topic. And the same, even good players does be under pressure. So what other players is back up, right? I think that's one we were having the debate about Sancho, Greenwood, and the forward line, right?
Yeah.
Hey Kevin, welcome. Thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying what we doing about the Super League. Yeah, we get into that shortly.
Yeah.
All right. Simeon saying we can't afford the quality center forward we want, so they hope they keep Cavani. Sancho and Rashford on the wings is trouble. Greenwood, Cavani, and Marcel in number 9 or rotating on the wings is doable, but someone, maybe James or Ahmad, would have to go on loan. CDM is main need. That's a very good shout, Simeon.
Yeah, that's it.
But Manchester United can't afford a centre forward.
Haaland, we're talking about.
One thing Manchester United could do is buy any player. The how money?
You think any of them want to spend that money, right?
And that is the problem. That is what we should be saying. Is if Ed and them going to spend that money.
Spend the money. Yeah, them Glazers and them.
Money's not
plenty money for
the
them
problem
Glazers,
with
you know.
Manchester.
Yeah.
Listen, the Glazers and them win a Super Bowl, you know. So I hoping they want to win titles at Manchester too, you know. And then it spend proper money to win that Super Bowl.
Callum said use United as a cash cow. You know?
Yeah, is we funding that?
Yeah, we funded that.
Jody saying, "Oh, let's stop it. Marcel will score 25 goals." Oh yeah, Jody.
You mean in the league or overall?
I just leaving this here to make sure when I clipping the clip, I seeing Chef Iron and Nico face with the comments. We could circle it, Jody.
Listen to
and we
me.
go thing, right?
The day Anthony Martial scored 25 goals, I come in on Facebook and Instagram and personally apologize. First, I know that's not going to happen.
Anderson saying Hurricane to United may never happen. Levy is not going to allow that at all.
That's our next problem.
We spend our money, but we are spending our money.
Yeah, I won 20.
Yeah.
Hurricane, but he could say that. But listen to me. Daniel Levy is a champagne spranger. If he get the right amount of money, he's going to sell Hurricane.
Yeah. I think so.
It had no if or buts about that. Especially if Hurricane put in a request.
Want to leave. Yeah.
But given consideration now, this is bar all this thing that we're going to get into just now with the whole Super League thing, right? But considering, like I say, that whole Super League thing fall through with COVID, and we know the clubs would have been experiencing, a significant drop in income.
Yeah.
And we know that we need more areas on the pitch to sort out as well. I think throwing 120, 140 at one player, Hurricane, is good business.
Yeah.
Right.
That plaster in real cracks, you know.
Yeah.
We don't need any
Let me tell you something. I agree with you with that. That is actually a great point. But I will tell you something. Because of COVID and the economy and everything in the world, to spend that kind of money on a player, it had to be a special player. Yeah. And let me be real, Hurricane is a special player. So yeah, that's money well spent.
Yeah.
All right. Two more comments and then we switching focus, guys. Anderson saying the money is going to be over 150 million because Hurricane have a few years left on his contract. Okay.
You have 2 years.
2 years?
You have 2 years.
Okay. Jody, okay. The last thing I have to say about Martial, the team will be playing plenty better next season. That's why I say Martial will bag goals more than Anton's goal rush. Jody, I was here, Jody, I was here, I would love for that to happen, you know. I would
more like up next. What Anton? You're real Pete in this man, yeah. Anyway. I don't have Pete. Listen, I just want the kind of goals this man does score. This man will score some of the sweetest goals, and chances what he should put away, nothing. And then you know what has been the biggest problem I think with Martial, that when things not going good for him, it does look bad. He don't contribute. If Marcus not having a good day scoring, at least he will come in the midfield. He will try and help you out. Martial ain't doing them things.
All right. I had my mouth full, so I done. So guys, we're wrapping up the game. We scored 3 beautiful goals, and this is done with 8 points behind City. So we're hoping City could drop some more points. So good day at the office. We move on to the next one. Right? Well, if the next one exists, right? So we want to talk about
if City slip this. Lord, if justice would be so sweet to beat City on the last day. I know it's not happening, but I will never forget that league. No?
Yeah, that one would do we back in when what season?
2012.
12 to
No,
2012.
11, 12. I
11,
think.
11,
Yeah,
12, right?
11,
11,
12.
12,
Yeah.
11, 12, yeah.
Yeah.
Because 12, 13 is when we take it back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember this day.
yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, so we have the elephant in the room. We're gonna deal with that now.
Yeah.
So today, an announcement was made by the European Super League, right? And I go read the press release, and then FIFA responded, and then we saw on social media that all the different clubs from England, released statements that confirmed, what we were all fearful of. Now, I know you all would have done your research on this matter. So
Yeah.
basically, what FIFA is saying is that if this thing goes through, right, they have intentions that these clubs can no longer participate in any European or any world tournaments. And it will affect the players as well, right? So they're saying that these players who play for these clubs can't play in World Cups, can't play in Euros, can't play in any FIFA sanctioned tournament.
Yeah.
Same for Europe, the Euros, these kind of things. And because this announcement came at this point, it also throwing question into the completion of the Europa League and the Champions League. What I'm seeing being discussed or touted is that they're going to award PSG the Champions League because the rest of teams that involved, the rest of teams that involved are part of are included in the Super League contingent.
Yeah.
As well as for the Europa League, they say they're going to the final going to be Roma versus Villarreal, and they're going to go through with that. So it have a lot of implications. The Super League administration say they are willing to have discussions with FIFA and with UEFA, but they don't think that they up for discussion where this matter is concerned. Let me read something real quick, and then we will get to talking about it, right? This was the press release from the Super League, right? Leading European football clubs announced new Super League competition. 12 of Europe's leading football clubs have today come together to announce they have agreed to establish a new midweek competition, the Super League, governed by its founding clubs: AC Milan, Arsenal, Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Barcelona, Inter Milan, Juve, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, God boy, Real Madrid. How Tottenham here? Anyway.
How Arsenal there?
Yeah, boy.
AC Milan do it. Listen, that the start. I'm waiting for you to finish.
Yeah.
Finish.
It is anticipated that a further 3 clubs will join ahead of the inaugural season, which is intended to commence as soon as practicable. Right? Going forward, the founding clubs look forward to holding discussions with UEFA and FIFA to work together in partnership to deliver the best outcomes for the new league and for football as a whole. Right? I just want to get one more thing on this, right? Because basically what they were saying is that the 15 clubs, right, the 15 founding clubs, will allow a further 5 teams to join the competition every year, and it's based on the prior season achievement. All right. That being said, I just want to get FIFA's response to this, right? FIFA said, in view of several media requests, and as already stated several times, FIFA wishes to clarify that it stands firm in favor of solidarity in football and an equitable redistribution model, which can help develop football as a sport, particularly at a global level, since the development of global football is primary mission of FIFA. In our view, and in accordance with our statutes, any football competition, whether national, regional, or global, should always reflect the core principles of solidarity, inclusivity, integrity, and equitable financial redistribution. Moreover, the governing bodies of football should employ all lawful sporting and diplomatic means to ensure this remains the case. Right? FIFA can only express its disapproval to a closed European breakaway league outside of the international football structures and not respecting the aforementioned principles. Let me talk about this, fellas.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, go ahead, Nayan.
To be honest, I don't think it's a footballing thing, and I think it's more financial. People looking to make money off of this.
Yep.
from the time I see the Glazers and something, it's all about money. And I know they wanted to scrap or reform the Champions League, but UEFA too is very corrupted, and they're
Very.
watching the money slipping away from them. Because if this league comes about, eventually they would include all teams, and they'll
Competition.
squash the Champions League. It would happen, and UEFA won't be making the money that they want to make.
Yeah.
And FIFA is also corrupted. So it's three sets of bodies looking at losing money.
Yep.
One looking at gaining, the others looking at losing money.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a footballing thing, right?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's about. I don't think it's about footballing decisions. I don't really think it's about the money reaching down to the grassroots, as UEFA and FIFA would have said. I just think that the owners of the clubs, they know the amount of money passed through the UEFA competitions, and they themselves find that it is not being distributed equitably. And when they sit down and look at the kind of money they could make, because what they was saying, for the last, even before the last 3 months when it had COVID, right? They didn't even take that into consideration. But even before that, they had a loss of about $1.2 billion, right? And that was because of the management of how they manage the UEFA competitions. So if it is that they're seeing that again, football is about business, as much as we would look at it as from a sporting perspective, there's a lot of money being spent by owners. So if they could see a way where more money could come back to them, that is why especially big clubs want to make back that money, because they invest a lot into the teams. And when they see the pitons they get back from the UEFA competitions and the effort that they put into the UEFA competitions, and then they see in the big wigs at UEFA and FIFA, right, feeding off more or less their product, right, then definitely they would want to do their own thing to make profits for themselves. And I think that is what it really comes down to dollars and cents.
Chef?
When you watch both statements put out by the Super League people as well as UEFA and FIFA, everybody keep using money has to be trickled down to the grassroots and is for football development. But let's be real, this has nothing to do with football development.
No.
Here's what proved to me this is so much about money. When you watch the men who is on the management of the Super League, is money men.
Yeah.
Fiorentina Perez.
Yeah.
Come on, you start bad already.
Right.
Then you have a Glazer. You have Arsenal owner. It's only money men. So as was rightfully pointed out by the brother, that everybody looking to maximize how much money they're making now. That being said, I know UEFA is supposed to announce this week the forming of a new cup.
Champions League format. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're supposed to do that this week. So you have to really wonder about the timing of that going to come out this week, and then this announcement being made today. I really wondering the amount of thought process that was put into forming this thing. I have to believe that we mightn't see it, but it have other clubs coming on board with this thing, because this thing has such far-reaching effects on players' lives and the career, both for club level and international level, as well as leagues and stuff, because everybody saying, look, the FA already say them gonna ban teams and lawsuit and stuff. So for me, I certainly not trying to defend UEFA or FIFA, because we already know their records, but I would like to see how this is going to play off.
Yeah. And I think because FIFA already have that control, right? These sanctions that they have or that they're ready to put in place, and I think Chef, you had mentioned it in your comments. How a player going to respond to the fact that, hey, I mean, because these fellas making a lot of money and a lot of them play for the country for pride. How are you going to tell the likes of Paul Pogba that if you go to play in this Super League, this European Super League, that you will no longer be able to represent your country in an internationally recognized tournament? I think even Florentino Perez responded to that and said, well, we will have our own World Cup.
We have our own World Cup. And when I saw that, my first reaction to that comment was like, he didn't say that. But then when I think about that individual, he would say that.
Yeah. So this is promising to be. I don't see this thing resolving now.
No.
I really do think that it'll take a couple of years to come into some kind of form.
Yeah.
But do you all think, because you all made some very, very interesting points, but do you all think that the European Super League will ever reach to an agreement with FIFA and UEFA to have everything working?
I'm not seeing that happening at all.
Unless man get collecting a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could see it happening. From the English FA, all the FAs, somebody had to be getting money to agree to this. It would basically be disbanding the Champions League, right?
It would be disbanding the Champions League. And not only that, lad, think about this. Think about it too. If a FA now say we're going to allow these teams and them to play in this thing, then that would now play wrong. Yeah, they would be going against FIFA, UEFA, and then it will trickle down to you already have a schedule of games for the season. So now you have to try and fit in this tournament, which we already know players already does be playing in a very packed schedule. There's a lot to consider. And I know they were saying they want to start that as soon as I don't see that.
I said 23 to 24.
I saw 2020. I even saw one saying 2025. I can't see that happening just soon. So that's why when I saw them talking about awarding PSG, and I can't believe UEFA and FIFA could be that ignorant to just say, listen, without having further discussions and stuff.
It could also be to twist UEFA arm a little bit.
Yeah.
And some of these fellas trying to get into UEFA too.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
It's
just not clear.
No, that's a good point in the iron. That's a very, very good point. But I'm gonna pose this story, right? Because the pressure FIFA trying to put on the Super League is the fact that they came out now and they disclosed these 12 teams, because they could have come out and say, well, 12 teams agree without calling names, right? So the fact that they disclose the teams that involved and the clubs have confirmed the involvement,
which they had no choice.
Yeah, they had no choice, right? Now FIFA is saying, well, hey, here we're going on. Because we controlling this thing at the moment, we're going to try to sanction, or we're going to try to force it to make a decision or to pull out or whatever, right? Now, have some FIFA had to play the hand. Like what they had to do, right? Now, my question about the Super League now, right? Because we established what FIFA plan and what FIFA about, right? Now, the format of the Super League is such that it will have no relegation, no promotion, right? So it really going against, the structure of football that's all inclusive.
Correct. Remember say we have 5 teams according to their performance to come into the league, right? So if there are 5 teams, that means 5 will have to drop out for that 5 to come in.
No,
so that's how I think.
No, that's not how they're saying it,
It's 15 founders and 5 coming in and dropping out,
Well, right, so that 5 will still be coming in and dropping out. So you still have 5 that will be coming in and dropping out according to their performance in the league. But the founding members will still be there.
Always there.
Yeah,
It's a
will
money
always be
making
there.
thing when
it's a
you
money,
think about it.
right? So,
It is
so then,
money. It is
so then-
money.
so then what I'm saying, right, is if we, let's just say we buying into the European Super League, right? We know it's money. FIFA is about money, but they're still kind of in some way, and I want to make sure be say for this, they're still catering for a structure of football that will benefit all.
Competition.
Yes, in
Yeah.
some way,
No, but
right?
no, but still, to me, that these are private clubs. These are private clubs. Yes, they may be assigned to a FA because they're in that country, but these clubs are owned by somebody. So then, why it is FIFA should tell me what it is I should do with my business? That is my
Because
business.
they sign agreement to
Because-
the FA, so they kind of
Yeah,
under
but, yeah.
control. So.
That is the reason why the cartel. You remember,
Yeah.
yes, you might be privately owned, but you're part of you're part of a wider structure. So not because you privately owned, we're not telling you that you who to buy and all that yada yada. But if you
Right.
want to be part of our structure, which is how you just make your money, then you have to abide by our rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it comes like any normal business running in any country. You have the government that's governing how everything operates, you know?
Right.
So I guess that's what FIFA is. And that's what UEFA is for Europe.
Yeah, but it's the same, basically the same thing they do with the Nations League, though. They just bring that Nations League out of nowhere to make money.
To make more money.
To make more money.
And it makes absolutely no sense.
They just want to control all that going on at football, and they get in some opposition with this league. And they can't take it right now.
But what I'm saying is, let's just say that we onto something with this Super League, and the Super League is probably something good that might be able to distribute the money a little bit better. But then again, it's only benefiting the clubs that's the founding clubs.
Yeah.
So I having a little bit betwixt, in the sense that everybody won't benefit from it. It'll only be a select few, and that's the problem I'm having.
And you know that is what FIFA and UEFA, and you can't really argue with them that if based on what we see in the structure of the Super League is from the little that has been released so far, nobody other than clubs, those clubs that already have money, is them benefiting.
Exactly.
Except
Who
Arsenal.
else benefiting?
So, but yeah, you're right. But I think what the owners are they seeing is that UEFA and maybe FIFA getting a lot or benefiting a lot from these competitions for really doing nothing. You know, whereas the money could have been distributed differently, and they get more of the prize now compared to switching it to FIFA or UEFA, who are doing nothing. You know, so I think that may be where the whole rift is at the moment.
You know, it's kind of funny though that that would be their point, but because let me be real, them clubs are not making money.
Yeah. King Hunter, he's commenting from the YouTube side. Thanks for your comment, but he's saying, well, it's called a Super League. Your club needs to be super to benefit.
Okay, so let's use that. What Arsenal, Tottenham, AC Milan.
They call it super, but I mean, you could give Arsenal a pass based on the history.
Milan too. AC Milan too.
What history Arsenal really have?
They have more than Chelsea, City, and all of them.
You mean league titles?
Yes.
Okay,
but we're not talking Champions League. Oh God, that they'll never get that. But they still have a certain stature.
Fine.
But Spurs, right? You know I don't like Spurs. Spurs.
Yeah, I don't know how them reach there. Jody saying, Reem, that is just the beginning. The founding clubs will start it off eventually, and they will bring other clubs in.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. That has to be the thinking that they already hold talks with other clubs, I am shocked to not see Bayern Munich there.
Them gonna come eventually.
But hear this, right? Hear this interesting thought, right? Because how football is now, right? It have a system in place where if the least club, without history, without any kind of trophies, invest wisely, they could be an elite club over the next 3-4 years. Example, Man City, right? Now, I remember in La Liga for a good couple of years, the TV rights were dominated, and all the monies were going to Madrid and Barcelona alone. And a lot of that was due to what's his name? Florentino Perez. So what I'm saying is we're talking about this Super League that is presidented, if I could use that term, by the same Florentino Perez.
Yeah.
When you all say other teams go benefit and other teams go come in and they'll open up for other teams, you all think he's going to allow the amount he holding, right, to go to other clubs and other clubs join in? You all think he's going to release funds like that?
Well, I guess that's why he's the number of clubs for 5 teams.
Right. So I think it's a little bit it's a benefiting football how we know it now.
It's not. Let me be real. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Because it's a lot of teams wouldn't even be able to make that.
Exactly.
From the 5. Just 5 alone.
So it's not based on, it wouldn't be based on merit. Footballing merit, that is, it go always
That's
be
right.
on
financial is about finance. It's about finances, the bottom line.
That's right. And therein lies the biggest problem with that. That it's not based on football. It's based on money.
Footballing decision.
It's supposed to be. We want to believe that competition is based on your performance at the time. So all clubs have up and down season, but you telling me no matter how dreadful you is, because you're a founder, you're gonna remain in tech. Exactly. I don't want to see you.
Yeah. Exactly. Imagine a team from that 12 or 15 gets relegated, and they're still collecting all that money. That don't make any sense.
And you see what I think will happen, and I want to get some comment before we move on there, but what I think will happen is it will take us back some years in football. You remember back in the days when it only had a few clubs who had all the money and they were buying all the players and they were dominating football. That's what we're going back to. That's what we'll come back, because they will have all the money to buy all the players, and you won't get competition across the board as we see now, where we see now Leicester City could beat a Man City, and Leicester City could sit down second in the table. A West Ham could challenge and give teams trouble. You're not going to get us again, because these teams, this select 15, going to be having all the money and they're going to dictate football. So while I understand they want to kind of free, the self from FIFA and UEFA, they're making all the money. The model that FIFA and UEFA have, it's not perfect, but it's still allowing for a sort of equity now.
Yeah.
But based on that money thing, a lot of these owners don't spend money.
Sure.
They're using the club revenue to generate to buy players.
Yeah.
They don't especially at Manchester, they do not spend money on the club.
Yeah.
You say in Manchester. What about Arsenal?
Liverpool is the same thing too.
Mm.
You know
Arsenal, where is his Kroenke or whatever?
Yeah,
he doesn't spend any money. But but he's sitting on this executive though.
Yeah.
That is worrying.
Let me get some comments on here. What you guys in the comments saying, right? Jody's saying, bottom line, FIFA and UEFA want to be the big boss in the world. Right? And this is saying, since when UEFA and FIFA care about grassroots? They may not care about the system that they set up.
That's not a fair statement.
Yeah, the system that they set up care,
That's right.
Yeah.
David saying FIFA and UEFA have done very little to develop the game, but I don't think the Super League is the answer. All right. Anderson also saying it's about control. FIFA and UEFA, like, they would be losing money if they get to share all is good.
Yeah, I believe so.
Jody's saying 450 mil euros is a lot of money. Those big clubs won't turn that down. You also saying FIFA wants a cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jody's saying Yeah, he's saying the format it's 2 groups of 10, like the MLS. You know, where the top 2 teams from the group will play in the quarterfinal and the semifinals.
Yeah, like most American sports.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's similar to what they want to do the new Champions League, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something
Oh,
like
really?
that.
Okay,
36 teams and 10 games for the round for the
conferences.
group, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. King Hunter saying this is okay, Ramdas. All right, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. Yeah. Jody saying just like how the Champions League was the top club from the different league, and now look at how much teams can qualify for the Champions League. Yeah. So we're gonna be losing that, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, Karen Branca, thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying, what would happen to the current UEFA Champions League?
Yeah,
that's a very, very good question. I guess we got to wait.
That will destroy Champions League.
Yeah,
it would destroy Champions League.
Go ahead, Chef.
Yeah, no, but it would destroy champion, and I think that is the greatest fear for any true football fan. If you're thinking, while I agree that everything evolves and nothing is perfect, unless the Super League could really show us how the Super League could benefit football and benefit other clubs and stuff, I can't agree with it. Let's be real. The part about Champions League is every season does have little shockers that a small club could come and put it on a bigger club, and that is what you want to see in football.
Exactly.
Not because we're Manchester United, you want to see Manchester United winning the league by 20 points. What's the point of that?
Yeah.
That's not what you want to see as a fan. You want to see competition.
The only way I could see Champions League surviving with that is if like that Super League is like a compact summer tournament.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could see it surviving.
If you want to sell it as that, as Lion said, that could be own, and then think about how
that will clash with international football.
Yeah,
no, but you have to do it based on how Euros taking place and all of that. Like it will be like a mini World Cup. Well, mini club World Cup.
Like it's had this ICC competition, like for preseason, where it's had this ICC competitions.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it could be something like that.
Yeah, but you see, they want to be a premier European
That's
competition.
Right. They don't want it.
Maybe it could develop like that. Maybe it could develop.
They don't want to give you no off-season.
It could be premier in that sense too,
Yeah, it could be premier in that sense too.
Because that clashing with how the league games were played during the week or something like that.
That's right. That was the point. That was the point I made. That a FA, a La Liga, Serie A, whatever, they would have made up the league schedule ahead of time, and now this is a private entity. Want to say, well, okay, this week we don't have our games, so now it's a lot. It has so much dropout of this move.
Yeah,
they couldn't just come up with that just so. They had to be discussing with
had to be.
Yeah. They probably had some kind of front saying we against this, and then boom, they change up everything.
Has anything come out yet saying who financing this thing?
JP Morgan.
JP Morgan.
Serious?
Yeah. Wow. It's an American company.
Yeah, American bank.
The Americans taking over this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just now we gotta call it soccer.
Well, they don't call it that already. Soccer. Super League soccer, they will call it, yes.
Hey.
I can't make that.
David saying Bayern Munich owned by the fans, whereas clubs like us owned by Glazers. So Bayern fans didn't agree. So Bayern bowed out. Saying mafia style football. Jody saying just imagine Champions League is big, if not even bigger than the World Cup.
Of course.
Wow. Yeah. So guys, we had a we had to see how this thing developing, you know. And I mean, I guess this will always be a topic on the show for a while until we see what the end result will be, you know. So I guess we gotta end it here until more information keep showing and keep coming up so we could discuss further, right?
Yeah.
So guys, let me get some closing thoughts real quick. You know, Chef.
Well, as you rightfully said, we just have to keep an eye on what is going on and hope that good sense prevails. As for United, I have to admit, Ole is doing everything to get that contract. Let's just hope that we finish the season strong and he finally win a trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Lion.
Yeah, well, final thoughts on what on that depressing topic. Because to be honest, today when I saw that news, it kind of threw me off because I like more football too.
Yep.
Right. But we really had to see how things go. In terms of United, I really hope we take the Europa if they still allow us to play in it. Right? Yeah, I really hope we take it, and I hope City could slip up, which I really don't think they would.
Yeah.
But
at least not that much.
What did Juju man saying? We winning it?
5-1? Who we playing?
5-1.
Leeds. Yeah.
Leeds, oh gosh. Well, we had them 6, hopefully we could have done 5. But yeah, hopefully the Juju man, right? Yeah, that's our Lion King Hunter. Yeah. So hopefully we get through with that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Nicole.
Yeah. As you guys were just really out and see because you really don't want some of your top players not playing for the national team for let me say as we will call it 12 pieces of silver or 50 pieces of silver, and you don't get the commitment to your national team now, because of that. So hopefully everything sorted out. I think they come to common ground. Because definitely we know UEFA and FIFA wanna make money, and we know that the clubs wanna make the money also. So it's just really come to that ground where the sense prevail, good sense prevail, and we move on strong from where we are at this moment. In terms of United, I think for the last 2 games I've been impressed. I mean more so the Spurs game. And today's game, I think you're seeing something different. Reams and there's always patterns of play, and at least an idea in terms of what it has been doing in training. At least we see something what it has been doing in training. At least I think you've definitely been seeing that in those last couple of games. I think I'm comfortable where we are in the league. How much points we are ahead of maybe Leicester now? About 11, about 8 points. 8 or 9 points. I think. Yeah. So I think in itself there's a good standing where I think we could play even more freely or less pressure on us, knowing that we still have our gap. If we step up. So I think even with that,
points.
The team will play right 10 points. So so the team now to me, I think we'll play with less pressure. I think you might see a bit more flair. You saw Rashford today. Rashford really came out and you saw that confidence in him today. And maybe you might see that for more of the team going forward now, knowing less pressure. And it's just to continue that and to really finish the Europa League strong. I think we really have a good chance to do well in the Europa League, and actually to take that chance.
Yeah. Michelle, Christopher, thanks very, very much for your comments. We appreciate it, and thanks for joining. Yeah.
Good night.
So it was a pleasure having Chef on the show. You bring a nice little vibe.
Yeah, man.
Lion as usual. Thanks again for joining.
My brother, no problem. Anytime.
Yeah, and you all don't forget we also on YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube as well, so you can go across and subscribe to All United. All right. And let's get that platform as well, Billing. Thanks to Ramdas for commenting on that side as well. So guys, we'll be here again on Sunday. We don't have any midweek games this week. Right, so we'll be here again on Sunday to review the Leeds win, the Leeds 5-1 win if Jody Juju, work. Yeah. So let's hope that the football doesn't then spoil with Champions League and Europa League football between now and then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night.